Hello students, let us we will move on to the next concept, that is statutory corporations. Okay. First, I already covered departmental undertakings, features, merits and limitations also. Then we will move on to the statutory corporations. In that introduction relating to statutory corporations, after that we will move on to the features of that corporate. Under statutory corporations. Yes, introduction. Statutory corporations are the statutory enterprises or corporations are public enterprises. Statutory corporations are the public enterprises brought into existence by the special act of the Parliament. It means these statutory corporations are brought into existence by the special act of the Parliament. It means by passing a special act in the Parliament, these statutory corporations are brought into existence by the government. Andre ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಈ ತರನಾದಂಥ ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕ ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರೈಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. Next further, the act clearly defines, and also the act clearly defines the powers and functions, and also the rules and regulations governing its employees, and also the relationship with the government of these statutory corporations. Not hengatharpa antandra, yes, ಅದು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ದಿಂದನೇ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫೈನ್ಸ್, ದ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ ಏನು, ದ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫೈನ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಪವರ್ಸ್, ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟ್ಯೂಟರಿ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ that is governing its employees, and also the relationship with the government also. Now next nಮಗೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. This is a corporate body created by the legislature. It means it is considered as a corporate body created by the legislature, and these corporate bodies are okay. They clearly indicated that these corporate body or these statutory corporations are financed independently or independently financed. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು, ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್ಡ್. ಅಂಡ್ ದೀಸ್ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಓಕೆ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್, these corporations can act in its own name. It means these corporations have the powers to act in its own name. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತನ್ನ ಹೆಸರಿನಿಂದ ಅದು ಆಡಳಿತವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಬಹುದು ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಹೌ ಅ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಆರ್ ಹೌ ಅ ಕಂಪನಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಅನ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಅದರ್ಸ್ should and be issued by others. In the same manner, this is considered as a corporate body. These corporations can act in its own name. Okay, these corporations can file a case against other persons, and also other persons can also file a case against these corporations. And these corporations are totally independently financed, and these corporations can also borrow the funds from the government for its operations, or these corporations can also raise funds or borrow funds from the public by selling of goods and services to the public. And there is no funding of central government for these statutory corporations. But in case of a departmental undertakings, funding of these departmental undertakings come directly from the government. But in case of a statutory corporations, that kind of a funding is not comes from the central government. These statutory corporations are wholly owned by the state, and these corporations can act independently ultimately the state is held responsible for finance. Okay, financially, okay, the state is responsible for the statutory corporations, and whatever the revenue earned by these statutory organizations can use that revenue for its appropriations. But these kind of facilities are not available to the departmental undertakings, and these departments, okay, these corporations are free from such conditions like accounting and audit controls from the government also, and the people those who are handling the various departments also comes under statutory corporations, and these peoples are not comes under the control of the government, and the people those who are working in these statutory corporations are not considered as a government servants. Idu kuda features agirtade, and these statutory corporations have privileges like flexibility in their operations. Flexibility ಹೊಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ as compared to departmental undertakings. So let us we will move on to the features of the statutory corporations. Statutory corporations are set up by the special act of the parliament, or the statutory corporations are established by the special act of the parliament. The act itself clearly defines the powers and functions and what are the privileges, and the relationship with the government is also clearly defined by the provisions of the act. The second thing is, this type of organizations are wholly owned by the state, and the state is held responsible for financial matters of these corporations. It means the annual appropriations can be done through the revenue earned by these corporations. There is no annual appropriations, okay, comes from the government for these departments. Andre government ದಿಂದ ಬಜೆಟ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ annual appropriations ಏನು ದುಡ್ಡು ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. But ultimately the state is held responsible in case of any profit arises from such corporations that will be used for its appropriation. If there is any loss, okay, on such moment also the state is held responsible for such a loss. And next one, a statutory corporation is a body of a corporate. It means he can enter into a contract with other persons, like how a corporate body or how a corporate company, MNC company hangada. It means these corporations, okay, can act in its own name. Okay, that much of a powers is given to such kind of corporations. They can act in its own name. They can acquire property and they can make a contract with others also. They held responsible for such operations. Next, this type of enterprises is usually independently financed. These statutory corporations are usually or generally independently financed. Okay, financed anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು. It means these statutory corporations can obtain funds from the government by borrowing funds from the government, or it can borrow funds from the general public through giving services or sale of goods and services, and also they can use that revenue for its day-to-day operations of the organizations. A statutory, next one a statutory corporation. A statutory corporation is not subject to, a statutory corporation is not subject to accounting and audit controls like other government departments. It means there is no such conditions are put on these corporations. Andre accounting ಮತ್ತು auditing compulsory ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ these corporations, okay, these corporations can freely, okay, make a contract with others also. They can generate huge amount of revenue also. There is no restrictions at all for these statutory corporations. The employees of these departments or these corporations are not government servants. ಅದನ್ನ ತಾವು ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟ್ಯೂಟರಿ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಅವರು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸರ್ವೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂಡ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸಿವಿಲ್ ಸರ್ವೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗವರ್ನ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ದಿ ಗವರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಡ್ how departmental undertakings are headed by the government. It means the departmental undertakings are headed by the civil servants or the Indian Administrative Services officers. But whatever the activities or whatever the operations relating to these corporations, that will be handled by some government servants like IAS IAS officers will be deputed to these corporations. It means they can take help or they can take services from people, those who are government servants. Andra government ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ to have a control over on these statutory corporations, government also interfere in the case of if there is any problems arises on these statutory corporations on such a moment, on such a situation. Okay, deputation of a government officers will be there for these organizations. ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಡೆಪ್ಯುಟೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಈ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಹೆಡ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಅವರು ಸಹಾಯವನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾವೀಗ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಸನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ. These statutory organizations have a flexibility in the operations and there is no restrictions, and these statutory corporations are independently financed and there is no restrictions on maintaining the accounts and auditing other, and these servants or statutory corporations employees are not comes under the conditions of rules and regulations ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೇನೆ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನು ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಈ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟ್ಯೂಟರಿ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಮೆರಿಟ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಲಿಮಿಟೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಏನೇನದ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನಾವು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.